Hello and welcome to Green Scene, EPA's environmental information podcast that you can take with you. I'm Judy Pino with EPA's Office of Multimedia. EPA has designated January as National Radon Action Month to increase the public awareness of radon, promote radon testing and mitigation, and advance the use of radon-resistant new construction practices. And to talk to us about that is Elizabeth Cotsworth. She's Director of the Office of Radiation and Indoor Air. Welcome to Green Scene, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here, Judy.
Thank you. Well, what is radon and why should we care?
Well, radon is a radioactive gas. It is released from the decay of uranium in the soils and the rocks and the water. And it's released into the air, and then it's not such a problem. But it can also seep into homes and buildings, and there it can accumulate and build up to high hazardous levels. Hazardous because radon is a cancer-causing substance. It's the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States today. Over 20,000 lung cancer deaths every year due to radon.
That's truly amazing. Yes, according to the National Academy of Sciences, that's exactly right. And the U.S. Surgeon General also warns that all homes should be tested for radon. What makes radon a challenging risk, though?
Well, radon is tasteless, colorless, odorless, so you can't really tell that it's there. And that gives people a false sense of comfort. They can have radon levels that are increasing in their homes that they're not aware of. And there are no early warning signs in terms of your health. So that makes it a particular challenge. And it can be in any home, regardless of how it's built or where it's located.
Now, why is January designated the month to test for radon?
January is ideal because it's a winter month. Homes are closed up. They're buttoned up. So there isn't a lot of airflow into the house or out of the house. So radon levels can readily be detected in January. It's also a time when everybody is in their homes, so the exposure to radon is higher. And because there is less airflow through the house in January, it's actually a good time to make tests work well.
Okay. Now, according to the EPA, 1 in every 15 homes in the U.S. has elevated radon levels. That's about 6 million homes.
Mm-hmm.
Still, the only way to know if you have radon is to test it with kits such as the ones that we have here today. Let's talk a little bit about how these function.
Yeah. There's a wide variety of test kits that are on the market. They're easy to get from do-it-yourself stores, hardware stores, even online. They're also very inexpensive. Most are well under $25. And during the month of January, again, many of our partner organizations and states offer radon test kits for free or provide a money-off coupon.
That's fantastic.
And they're very easy to operate, these tests.
Okay, so the one that you have there is a canister-looking thing.
That's right.
And how does it function? It's got...
Okay, when I take off the lid of the canister, there is a medium, and it's the same in most of the kits, but just a little bit differently configured. And that absorbs the radon. You expose it for a few days. Each kit is a little bit different in terms of the time period. And then you close it up following the instructions. They're, again, very simple and very easy, but do follow the instructions. Fill out the information. In this case, the label is right on the top of the canister. Mail it back, and you'll get your results often in a few days and even online sometimes now.
And what happens if, turns out I do have radon in my home?
Okay.
Then what?
The number to be concerned about is 4. If you have a test kit that comes back with information that the radon level is at about 4, we actually suggest that you test one more time. And then if it continues to be around 4, that is the point at which we urge you to take action to fix the radon in your home. We suggest that you engage a certified professional, someone who can provide quality fixing services, and many of the state websites will give you information on who to contact for those.
So it is preventable. Now, the main issue is that there is no federal mandate or regulation on it. So what's EPA's role in helping people figure out what to do with this?
Well, we provide information, education, and outreach to encourage voluntary action by homeowners, by consumers, to both test and then to fix their homes. We rely on public service campaigns, hotlines, websites to get the message out, to test, to fix, or to buy radon-resistant new construction in new homes.
And all that information is on EPA.gov. What about new homes? Does radon discriminate? Does it matter where you live, if it's an old home, if it's a new home?
No, it doesn't, but it's far less expensive to deal with it as a preventive measure than to fix it if you have it later. And so radon-resistant new construction is something that people should ask their builders about if they are in the market for a new home. So insist on it as a healthy home.
So you could talk to your builder, or you could talk to your real estate agent or during the real estate transaction.
That's right. The real estate transaction is also another wonderful opportunity to think about a healthy home. And to sell a home, people should think about testing and fixing. And if you're a buyer of a home, ask about the radon levels and what's been done.
What about if you're in a condo?
Well, it's still a concern, particularly if you are in a condominium that has a basement or a ground level. It's less of a concern if it's higher up. But renters need to ask their landlords also about radon.
Exactly. So let's not forget the renters. So how are we doing on preventing this risk at home, Elizabeth? How are we doing?
Well, we think we've saved about 6,000 lives over the past 20 years, and we're very proud of that. But still, that is a small number by contrast to the number who suffer and die each year from lung cancer due to radon. We won't be happy until every home is tested and every high level of radon is fixed in the United States.
Well, it seems like we're doing good so far, but again, it's not a mandate, so it's up to each individual to go ahead and test their homes.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks for all the information, Elizabeth. I'm sure it was very helpful.
Thank you very much.
Well, for more information, as you know, you can visit EPA's Radon website appearing on screen. For additional information, you can also call 1-800-SOS-RADON, or that's 1-800-767-7236, and you can get yourself some of those coupons to get a discount on those radon kits. See you next time on the next Green Scene.